Let's get into Week 15 of the NFL.
Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Gold Fine and Bowles, lawyers for the injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PLAYBOOKSPORTS on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video.
Thursday night, Chargers. No Justin Herbert, done for the year. Disappointing season for him. Real fast, looking at the numbers for his, what was this, his fourth year? 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks, and a 5-8 record. Right off of that fat contract. Two of the QBs that signed the big extensions this off, three if you count Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Three of the QBs that signed the big extensions, all done for the season with injuries. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Daniel Jones, all out. Although I would never, ever put Daniel Jones' name in the same breath as those two's name. Let's not get it confused. But he did get $40 million a year for 4 years. Crazy. It's currently Vegas minus 3.5. And this one's weird to me. It's a primetime game. Vegas stinks. Chargers stink. But Chargers without Herbert, man, I absolutely have to take Vegas in this game minus 3.5. I just don't see any way the Chargers come out and rally around Easton Stick and Brandon Staley. I'm sorry, if you can't win games with Justin Herbert, you're not going to win any games with Easton Stick. You're just not. And it's Aiden O'Connell. I get it. He's nothing special. 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The Vegas Raiders are garbage. They literally just lost 3-0 at home. I'm actively talking myself out of the Raiders. I'm going to shut up. Give me the Raiders minus 3.5. Colin.
I'm going Raiders here as well. I'm not going to watch a damn second of this game. I'll be completely blunt with you.
Yeah, right.
I'm watching a damn second of this game. This game stinks. Actually, give me the Chargers plus the 3.5. Fuck it. I like that hook. Raiders scored 0 against
0 points.
the Vikings last week, who have 0 defensive talent.
Yeah, none.
They have a little bit.
They blitz.
They blitz a lot.
They blitz.
And
Aiden O'Connell struggled.
Fair point. Just give me the Chargers. I fucking hate this game.
It's
Chargers
terrible.
are decent on the road. They suck at home. The Raiders suck in general. Chargers have a 0-point differential, which is shocking for a 5-8 team. It sucks about Herbert going down. Obviously, he's not the issue in LA. He might be the only correct thing they have.
Yeah, he might be the only piece that's standing after the season.
So I don't want to dog on him, but he does make some shitty decisions in the fourth quarter of some of the games. But he's carrying them to get in that position in the fourth quarter. But give me the Chargers here with the hook. Fuck it.
Chargers with the hook. All right.
It could be 3-0 again.
It could be.
Easton Stick, call him Easton Slick. He's going to dominate this week. I don't know about that, but I think the Chargers offense will be catered to the young guy. He dominated at North Dakota State, and he says he's just used to winning football games.
Yeah, used to win.
He's just used to winning, man. He's going to come in.
After he came in last week and they got fucking shellacked.
True, but he's coming into the game.
Right.
I think it's going to be a lot of ground game, a lot of Austin Eckler, even though he's slow as dirt.
He's struggling.
Yeah,
this
it's
year,
just
man.
Las Vegas on the other side. I just don't know how they can win by 3.5. I just don't see how they can score consistent touchdowns. They struggled against a Minnesota team that benched Dobbs. They're just in disarray. So, give me the Chargers plus the 3.5 on the road. Ugly primetime cover. Ugh. Maybe even a win. Just I can see 7-6 win.
Ugh.
1 touchdown. Austin Eckler like a 2-yard rush.
That's so gross. I hope that's not the case because, God, that'd be boring to watch. All right, Saturday's games. We got 3. First set of Saturday games this season.
Wicked. Love them.
Yep, it's good. More days of football, baby. Minnesota traveling to Cincinnati to take on those Bengals. Colin, who you got in this game?
I'm going to go Cincinnati, riding the hot hand at home as well, getting less than a field goal. Both receivers are supposed to play, although they're both a little hampered, Chase and Jefferson. I think it's their first career games against one another, I'd want to say.
Oh, man. And
I don't know if they've played the last 2 years.
Too bad they don't have their QBs.
Right.
Yeah, too bad neither one have their starting quarterbacks, but both are kind of injured. Jefferson came back, got hit, and immediately went back out last week.
Yep.
And then Chase.
Both are expected, as of yesterday, to play. Chase said 100% playing.
Yeah, they have to. Give me Cincinnati, who's won their last couple of games with Jake Browning.
Yeah, he's looked good, too.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked bad in their wins.
He's going to get
good.
He's going to get another deal.
Mm-hmm.
Be a backup somewhere else and maybe coming in fill up as a starter role for 5-6 games at the end of the year with a team that's tanking or a team that has another injured quarterback.
Yep.
And here we go, Cincinnati. Jake Browning. I'm pretty sure he was Washington's quarterback in
the
first college football playoff.
He was, yeah. I knew the name.
He actually played Minshew their last year in college.
Did he really?
That's
kind of
cool.
Wazoo.
Wazoo.
Man, this is a weird line to me.
Yeah, minus
because it's a little bit towards Minnesota, even though it's in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's coming off of a good win over the Colts.
Minnesota, ugly
Scored
win.
3 points against the Raiders. They're starting Nick Mullins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati here minus the 2.5. I feel like this is a trap though. I'm
why is
looking
it
at
only
it and it's
2.5?
weird. I don't think it should be crazy high, but the fact that it's not
It
three and a
should
half
be
or
at
four
least
towards
like Cincinnati, the better team.
They look like they can score points. They
Yeah.
look like their offense is looking. I mean, like it's not obviously Burrow, but just a little bit less than that, and it's still good. So, and Minnesota's not showing me anything right now. They looked hot. They had their hot hand for a while, and they've cooled off.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs is a great story. It still is, but he got benched. You know what I mean? So, give me Cincinnati minus the 2.5 at home. Love the hook there. I mean, for the field goal. So, yeah.
That's why I'm also on Cincinnati here. So all three of us will be on Cincy. I don't have Bobby's or Sage's picks, so those will all be factored in when we have them. But Cincinnati minus 2.5 is fishy to me. I don't understand that line at all. Like, do we think Nick Mullins is going to come out and ball for some reason? He scored 3 points against the Raiders, and Max Crosby was out hurt, and he only scored 3 points. They did not move the ball at all. They won the game with 2 minutes left in the game. There were no points scored for 58 minutes in that football game against the Raiders defense. I don't care who's fucking playing quarterback, if it's Josh Dobbs or Nick Mullins. That is bad.
Yeah.
That is bad. They're going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is in 10th place in the AFC currently, but like they have tiebreakers over several teams ahead of them. They have a tiebreaker over the Buffalo Bills. Well, maybe just the Bills, I guess. But they can't afford to take a loss. Neither can Minnesota. Both these teams desperately need it. But the Bengals are currently looking up in the standings for playoffs. They're looking up at Denver, who they have the same record as. Looking up at Houston, same record. Indy, same record. Pittsburgh, same record.
Yeah.
You cannot lose this game to Nick Mullins.
I mean, I just look at their last 2 games. It's not going to be the exact same, obviously, but they scored 34 back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Minnesota scoring 34 points?
No.
They're scoring 24 points? I just don't see a scenario where Minnesota keeps up.
I could see this game being 20-17, maybe.
JJ being back is big, but it's just too much power on the Bengals side, and the way they've looked the last 2 games, don't think Minnesota can keep up.
I agree. All right, let's move on to the next Saturday game. You've got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Currently, the line is minus 1.5. Both teams currently holding a playoff spot. Both of them desperately need this. There are, let's see, I'm going to count because I haven't counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the AFC that are all 7-6, fighting for the last 2 playoff spots currently. It's anybody's ballgame. Anybody can take them. Both of these teams kind of stink and can kind of be good. Like, they both have signature wins, and they both have signature losses. Addison, who are you taking in this game?
Oh, man, I mean, Pittsburgh coming off a loss against the Patriots.
At home,
too. Look good. In a game, really, they needed to win.
Desperately.
Pittsburgh looking good for a while, and now are 1-3 in their last 4.
Mm-hmm.
Colts have Minshew on the other side. I'm going to go Pittsburgh here only because I think the fate gods, football gods, are going to bless the Colts without a playoff appearance for me. So they don't have to do I don't have to do Gong style, but also it helps Rich's future, man, because I keep saying if Colts make playoffs, it's going to screw Rich's development because they're going to expect
playoffs next year.
And if they win 4 games when he comes in and looks like a rookie because he missed most of his first year, Colts fans are going to be pissed. They'll be less pissed if they don't make the playoffs this year. Give me Pittsburgh, because somehow, some way, Tomlin's going to have them fighting at the end of the year. 1.5, give me the points. Pittsburgh on the road in a game they shouldn't win, but will.
Yeah, I'm riding with you. Pittsburgh on the road does scare me, especially coming off of a home loss to the Patriots. Ugh. But you look at who they play. The Steelers are coming off of loss to Arizona and New England. You told me 3 weeks ago when the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Bengals in Cincinnati and they moved to 7-4, with next 2 games being at home against Arizona and New England, I'm like, oh, they're 9-4. They're definitely 9-4, right?
I joked they'd be the 1 seed.
Yeah, we all thought they could win out.
Tiebreaker against Baltimore.
Yeah, and they play them in Week 18. Like, that could have been for the North.
Right.
And instead, they completely shit their pants and fall apart. But we all know what Tomlin does. He goes 500 or better.
Yep.
And their remaining games are in Indianapolis, against Cincy at Pittsburgh, which apparently they can't win in Pittsburgh. And then they go to Seattle and go to Baltimore. Like, if they're going to get to 8 wins, 9 wins, they have to win this one. This is a must-win game for them. This is a must-win game.
Not to make you feel bad about your pick, because obviously I'm riding with you, but the last 3 quarterbacks teams they've lost to, DTR and the Browns.
Yeah.
And then obviously Kyler. I like that.
Yeah.
But then Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi. I know. It's gross. Vegas thinks they're the better team.
That's why they're going to win, man. Just because it's gross, ugly. How do they win? Colts,
gross and ugly.
This is easy, man. This is easy. Colts at home, minus 1.5.
I hear this a lot on talk shows, so I'm not taking credit for this. Pittsburgh is a team that wants to fight. Indianapolis is a team that wants to break dance. They're going to square up, and Pittsburgh's going to throw a punch, and Colts are going to do a fucking spin move and start dancing. Like, no, let's fight. Let's dance fight.
Yeah.
So I hear that a lot, and it makes me laugh.
Slapbox.
Slapbox, yeah. Give me Pittsburgh. Colin.
Listen, do you want me to take the 2-4 home team or the 3-3 road team? Colts only 2 teams they've beaten at home is Tampa Bay and Tennessee.
Ooh.
Yikes. Steelers only 3 teams they've beaten on the road.
Hey, Titans are frisky.
Okay. Cincinnati first Jake Browning start. The Rams questionable marking on 4th down on that game.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, congratulations.
Yeah.
So you got a really average road team and a bad home team. Give me the bad home team because the average road team can't defend the pass for a fucking second.
For anything. I agree.
Their mom's dangling by a thread. Honey, you got to save me by stopping one pass. She's fucking dead.
Toast.
Because the back end of that defense stinks.
It does, but I'm just thinking the guy that's going to be holding the rope, though, is Minshew's going to be dancing.
He's going to be happy feet. TJ Watt a little hurting.
Little concussed from last week.
Yeah, that needs to be investigated, NFL. I am so fucking pissed at the NFL for some of the shit they've pulled in the last year. No, Teddy Bridgewater got up, shook his hand. That's concussion protocol. Done for the game. Done for the game. They did that to penalize us, to make us look like dicks. TJ Watt gets up, shakes his head, goes off, gets checked out. They put a tinted visor on him because light probably is hurting his head, which is a clear-cut sign of a concussion. Why did you get a tinted visor on, TJ? You going to explain that one? You can't. You've never worn it before. Why all of a sudden, after you take a weird hit to the head where you took a fucking full knee to the side of the dome, do you need a tinted visor? And you're just, nah, you can go. He's good. That's unbelievable. What happened to the concussion spotters? Are you guys just not doing your job anymore? Like, are they done? Is that not a thing anymore? I don't know. Stupid. I hate them.
Also, on the Jalen Hurts fumble in the Cowboy game, Mailata's like baby carrying him off the field, and it's like, is he hurting his leg?
Right, what's going on here? Yeah, he's being fucking carried off the field.
Dizzy? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. But yeah, we gotta figure that out.
Is he just upset he fumbled and he needs a hug?
He needs a hug from Mailata, man? I don't know.
That'd be a really comforting hug.
It would. I bet it would be. He could sing you to sleep, too. Guy's got a voice on him.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Denver. Going to Detroit. Colin, top 6 team for you. You got them winning this game, covering. What are your thoughts here?
You can tell Vegas, take those points and just right up the poop chute because I am taking the Denver Broncos on the road plus 4. This Detroit team is not the same team they were the first 10 weeks of the season. They've shown their true colors.
Yes.
Same old Lions.
Yeah.
This is the team you want to play in the playoffs because they will crack.
Yep.
They will break. They are not as tough as they say they are. Their defense is trash.
Yeah, bad.
And
bad.
give me Denver here on the road.
Yeah, I'm jumping in there. I think I agree. I'm going to go with Denver on the road here. I need them because I want to keep the Bills out of the playoffs because they're the scariest team. But you look at the Lions let's just do their last 5 games, right? Yeah. Beat the Chargers 41-38. Nearly lost that game and their offense put up 41 points. Can't have that. Beat the Bears in a game they should have lost. Should have lost at home to the Bears. That took a Bears collapse to win. Lost to the Packers in Detroit. Barely hung on against the Saints when they were up 21-0. Proceeded to get outscored 28-12 the rest of the way. And then they just got absolutely embarrassed in Chicago. Like, straight up, not even a close game the entire time, in my opinion. Yeah, they were winning at halftime. You never felt like the Lions were going to win that game. Jared Goff, we need to talk about his turnover issues, man. It seems like every single game it's 1 to 3 picks. You can guarantee it. Jared Goff and throwing picks are synonymous right now. Yep. It's Denver. Denver's the better coach team. Sean Payton has those boys absolutely rolling, and it's -4. I just don't agree with that. I mean, you look at the numbers, man. Russell Wilson's been solid this season. The running game has been not good, but they can pass and they can play defense, and Detroit can't stop a pass. They can't. It's like Colin said. They can't stop a pass, and Denver's coming off of a convincing victory over the Chargers, and it's like we said in the Power Rankings video, which if you haven't watched, go watch it. Denver's been red hot, man. They are a Russ 3-interception game, a disaster class from Russell Wilson away from winning 7 straight games. Yeah. That's damn impressive. They are absolutely rolling. Give me Denver on the road.
And I bet on them that game, big money, so that's why they lost.
That's right. So Addison needs to stay away from Denver.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going 7 teams deep in my power rankings, I think Denver's there. I think Denver wants that rematch bad in the playoffs.
Oh, I hope they want to come to
They want that rematch. They want that rematch. I ain't for that rematch. They said 70 burger reps.
That smoke.
Give me Denver plus the 4 as well. I just love that on the road against Detroit. I mean, Sean Payton in the dome. Obviously, it's not him playing quarterback, but Russ, I mean, take away any factors. I think this is a big game for Cortland Sutton. Maybe a little outrageous take preview.
Ooh, big game for Cortland Sutton.
Hey.
Oh, baby. Okay, I like that. Alrighty, let's jump into Sunday. We've got some good ones on Sunday. First up, the Frisky in the hunt. Chicago Bears going to take on the Cleveland Browns, who both of you had as top 6 team in the NFL as of today.
Top 5 team.
Top 5 team in the NFL as of today. Yeah, that's right. You both have them at number 5. Damn. I'm going to go first because I can't correctly predict a single Bears game. And this one's tough for me because... Well, it's really not because I really don't want to do the Gangnam Style for an hour, right?
You
So
sure?
I'm very sure I don't want to do that for an hour. But I also don't want Cleveland to. I want Cleveland to keep winning. No, it's not tough. I'm going the Bears. I'm going with the Bears on the road plus the 3 points. The Bears have looked good. Their rush defense has been much better this season. Number 1 in the NFL, like Addison said. The Bears defense is rolling. I think they're playing for their coach right now. It's nice to see that they all rallied together.
Yeah.
They could have very easily tucked their tail between their legs and said, nope, this isn't the season. We're going to just settle in, let the year go by. I mean, they are a collapse against the Lions away from winning 4 straight games. The Bears should be holding a playoff spot right now, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
They really should be holding a playoff spot right now. A couple of late game collapses, like against the Broncos, where they were outscored, 17 in the fourth quarter? I mean, outscored 17-0 in the fourth quarter at home. Should have been a win. Losing to the Lions should have been a win.
They
That
should be 7-6.
They should be 7-6 in the
seed,
playoff.
right?
That'd be 6th seed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
They should be the 6th seed. But I like the Bears right now. I like how they're playing. Joe Flacco, a little bit of magic last week, sure. Can he continue to do it? There's a reason this guy was on his couch all season long.
Yeah.
Right? There has to be a reason. They just got absolutely destroyed by the Rams recently.
Racism.
Flacco got smoked by the Rams, who are better than we all gave him credit for, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ride with Chicago in the hot hand. They're the hot hand right now. Colin.
Listen, you got a bad road team against a very, very good home team. Bears 2-5 on the road this season. One of those games they didn't even score an offensive touchdown. I think the Vikings did actually. They won 12-10. The Bears did, and the other game they shit pumped Washington. Maybe the best game of Fields' young career.
Yeah, maybe agree.
Maybe the best game of his young career. On the other side, you have Cleveland, who's 6-1 at home. Now, a lot of the opponents they beat are lackluster. The only 2 really good teams are the Niners and the Jags. They did embarrass Joe Burrow, but I don't think the Bengals are a good team this year.
Agreed.
Throughout the whole body of work, I don't think the Steelers are a good team this year. Whole body of work.
Yes.
As I mentioned, that Cleveland defense is different at home versus on the road. We will not be driving to Aurora to put a plus 1985.
No, we will not.
Bet on this game.
We will not.
Because that broke our damn heart. You said to cover 8.5. Was it? Or was
Yeah,
it 8?
I know. I think it was
I forget
8.
what it was, but damn it. Give me the Browns by 3 at home. I feel like that line should be 4.5, 5, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. And Addison, your thoughts on this one?
I'm going to go Bears here, obviously Homer, but
Yeah. Come on, hot team.
can't spell elite without J-O-E.
That's true.
So I think it's going to come down to what does Fields do in this game? Is it enough? Can he move around, be mobile? How does the offense look? Fields, I mean, he's rushing the ball well and throwing the ball well right now, and that's what you want to see as a Bears fan.
Yeah.
His eyes are down the field, and end of the day, it is just QBR rating, don't care. When Fields and Moore are like almost a 148 quarterback rating when Fields targets DJ Moore, and the next highest guys are Tyreek and Tua, CD and Dak,
Yep.
Kelsey and Mahomes, all this stuff, and they're like at 120, 125, 130, and it's like, so DJ Moore and Fields connect at an unreal rate.
Yes.
Like we need to see this more and more and more.
I don't
DJ
know why
Moore,
he's not
0
getting
targets in the
lead.
first half. He got rushed 3 times for the first time in his career. I want to see him catching passes, please.
Yes.
In the second half,
what he's
we
good
did
at.
it when we needed multiple first downs late. So I'm looking at this. Fields has got this game circled because of that rookie year. Came into Cleveland, got embarrassed because Nagy didn't have him ready. Pretty much just threw him in there and said, "This is it, bud.
Yep,
This is the
time to
NFL.
go."
Welcome.
Yep.
You get 5 blockers against Myles Garrett."
And one of those was Jason Peters.
Yeah, it's Jason Peters.
Had the worst grade of the entire season. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure.
was like 6 sacks for Garrett alone that one game.
my
So
God.
let's chip Myles Garrett this game a little bit.
Yeah, a
With
little
Cole
bit.
Kmet, please, just a little chippy. But give me the Bears plus 3, frisky right now. Who would have thunk? 0-4 to 5-8, and in the hunt, baby.
In the
Need
hunt.
this game,
Need
Bears
it.
plus 3.
Need it bad. I like it. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots coming off of a road win Thursday night against Pittsburgh, who stink.
Yeah.
I did like, or I guess the news coming out of
Yeah,
New England.
yeah.
Tom Curran, their reporter, said it's already decided. Belichick's out at the end of the year. Belichick, in the most classic Belichick way possible, asked about it. Bill, what do you think about these reports? We're on to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So, Bill, what? Another question. We're on to Kansas City, and for that reason alone, I'm taking the Patriots plus 8.5. Man, I'm absolutely taking the Patriots plus 8.5. I hate it. It's gross. Coming off a win, and they aren't scoring a lot of points, but neither is Kansas City. Kansas City struggles to score. It's in New England. It's gonna be cold in New England, and the Patriots defense has been good with no talent. But you know what? You don't really need talent to cover the Chiefs receivers, do you? You really don't. The Chiefs receivers can't hang on to a ball. Tony can't even line up fucking onsides to win a game for me. Asshole. It's New England plus 8.5. It is a ton of points. Bailey Zappi is not playing to lose. He's playing to win. Mahomes had a complete meltdown at the end of that game, just completely slandering the referees. I mean, my goodness. I love the videos where they're edited. It's like Mahomes' audio leaked, and it is literally the sound of a baby crying. Baby crying as he's yelling at the referees about an accurate offsides call. I don't care what the game is. I don't care that Travis Kelce made the greatest play, maybe you think, in his career. If it's a flag, it's a flag. And he was lined up offsides.
You know, when they're inducting him into the Hall of Fame,
you
gotta run this play.
Right, this is going to be one of his plays when he's going into the Hall of Fame. It's like, it
didn't happen.
Shouldn't be because the play didn't fucking count. It counted for absolutely nothing. Good job. You did awesome. Doesn't matter. You may as well put his practice film in there too, right? Because that counted for all the same.
Also, like, beautiful spiral, by the way.
Oh, great throw.
But at the same time, like, that defender's arm, like, if you're lateraling in that situation, either you know it's a free play, or you just have the biggest stones in the world.
I think he has the biggest stones.
Because normally on a lateral, you're like, I have to make sure.
I get this.
Because if that ball's tipped and recovered and returned, and then it's an offensive penalty declined.
Declined, game over.
Actually,
it wasn't. Yeah, it would have been declined.
Yeah,
it would have been declined.
I mean, Kelsey's the guy that knows, like, what do you do? Fire me?
Yeah, what do you do? I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
And it worked. That's the thing, and it worked. Except Tony just didn't even look at the ref and say, am I good? Like they say, like,
high step into the end
zone. Celebrating it. It's like, dude. Ugh. Terrible. Colin, thoughts on this game?
I also love the edits. I'll continue. I love the edits of Mahomes. You know, why let the game come down to it in the fourth quarter, and then it's a video of him pointing at the Eagles on
the little tug against Bradbury. It's like, buddy, you just got absolutely bailed.
He's just waddling off in his cocky little head nod. And don't complain.
They don't complain
because you're one of the most. It's like
they get gifted. They get gifted so much shit.
I say all that to say I am taking New England plus 8.5. Not even the dumbass pick of the week. Although it should be, because the last few weeks I've taken the dumbass pick and not made it the dumbass pick, and it's hit the last couple weeks.
So now watch, New England's going to win outright because you're not actually doing it.
Not only is the Chiefs' offense struggling, and it's going to be a shitty weather outside New England, I'm certain of it.
Yep.
But what's the one way Belichick can fuck the Patriots by going out?
Just winning.
Just winning.
Yep. Screwing their pick.
If Belichick wins out, they're not going to. They're trash.
They're bad.
But they're 3-10. Imagine, hey, you got a top 5 pick. It'd be a shame if we went 7-10. It'd
be a real shame.
Over 13.
No Caleb Williams.
No QB.
Oh, I mean, they already might be out of the Caleb.
They are. I mean, just about 3-10. I think they're in second right now. They have the second pick. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Carolina has 1 win, and then Arizona has 3. Okay, so they're tied with Arizona. But wouldn't that be funny? Belichick's like, let me win 3 of the last 4.
Just completely screw up. Yeah, it would be hilarious. They should do it.
And you look at, I don't want to drag on about Kansas City struggles, but you look at another team that went into New England not too long ago that had wide receiver issues, and the Los Angeles Chargers, and they put up 6 total points in the whole game.
6 points.
Won 6-0 and pushed my Mortal Lock. Dicks.
Yeah.
But a team that comes
in. Field goals.
Team that comes in, Belichick can get pressure on you. Belichick can contain you in the pocket. He can take away your best weapon in Travis Kelce or Keenan Allen in that game. Make Valdes-Scantling beat you. Make Tony beat you. He tried to make Quentin Johnson beat him, and he didn't.
Didn't do it.
You know, so can Kansas City's receivers step up?
Because you know Belichick has a game plan for Travis Kelce. You know he does.
And it makes you wonder as well, how much importance is Eric Bieniemy?
Oh, man.
How in the hell is this guy not I mean, does he interview like shit? Does he not want to be a head coach?
I think he interviews like shit.
Because
he's a bad interviewer.
You're seeing Kansas City's offense.
I truly think he goes in the interview and goes, this is how it's going to be when I'm coaching.
Yeah, when I'm coaching, I'm going to do this.
Are like, whoa. And it's like, well, honestly, if he knows what the fuck he's doing, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because if you've seen the trends in Kansas City's offense this year from last, and you see Washington's offense from this year or last.
You know who's calling plays in Kansas City? It is not Andy Reid. It's Matt Nagy. It's Matt Nagy.
There you go. There's your problem. Yep.
It's Matt Nagy.
I mean, the Chiefs have outscored the Washington Commanders by 30 points. That's it.
Yeah.
Through 14 weeks of the NFL season, they're outscoring them by
4 games better, too, record-wise, or 5 games better.
9-4 versus 4-9. Yeah, they're 5 points better. 5 wins better.
So about 6 a game better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not even that.
Not even that.
Like
no.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 better a game. It's really bad.
Yeah.
So, Addison, what are your thoughts on this game?
That all being said, I'm taking Kansas City.
Take Kansas City.
I think get right game for the offense. It might be ugly weather. I already just take maybe not. Let me go first touchdown score. Kadarius Toney.
You think they just go force it back to him, get him better?
2-yard line bubble screen to Tony's going to walk it in. Just get him confidence, get the team back in on the guy because I'm sure some people are a little soured, but at the end of the day, they're boys. They're going to buy it back in. I just think get right. Sure, New England beat Pittsburgh, but
that doesn't matter. It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Kansas City needs this one bad, and sure, 8.5 is a lot of points. I'm looking just win here. Obviously, I need the 8.5 for the cover, but just get it right for Kansas City. I want to see domination start to finish against a team that's down and out, and Bill's gone. So.
And this is a huge if Kansas City loses and Denver wins, they're tied for first in that division. It's a tied division at 8-6. If Denver can win their game against Detroit and Kansas City loses in New England, it is
That's
8
crazy.
and 6 for that division, which is insane. Kansas City is struggling, man. They're absolutely struggling. So, alrighty, next up, we've got an NFC South matchup that you should just go ahead and not tune into. Atlanta going to Carolina. Currently, the line is Atlanta -3. Carolina broke all of our hearts last week as we clean swept them, and they're the only clean sweep that didn't win in like multiple weeks. We had 4 clean sweeps last week. Cleveland hit, Minnesota pushed, Denver hit. And the week before that, we had 2 clean sweeps and they both hit. So Carolina kind of broke all of our hearts. We thought they'd cover against a terrible Saints team, and they didn't. Atlanta coming off of an ugly loss, a game they should not have lost. They let Baker Mayfield go the length of the field to beat him. This one's tough, man. I don't know. Addison, what are your thoughts on this game?
I'm going Atlanta here strictly because I saw what Carolina was, even though I've been watching it all year because of the Bears pick. But Carolina is a team that can do nothing with opportunities given to them. I don't care if they get the ball on the opposing team's 35-yard line. They're not scoring. No. They will end up punting that ball. Watch. It's just a scenario right now where it's bleak in Carolina. Bryce Young, was that the right pick? It's looking like no right now, and it's going to be tough to believe in the future when what is there? You don't have your pick. You don't have the number 1 receiver. You traded away.
Right.
And with that all being said, Atlanta, sure, it's ugly, but they can at least somewhat score. I just don't see a scenario where Carolina can score 20 points. I can see Atlanta scraping that together in an ugly game. Give me Atlanta -3 on the road against a pitiful team in Carolina.
Pitiful team in Carolina. I am right there with you. I'm going to take Atlanta. I still think Atlanta's going to win this division. I don't have any faith in the Bucs. I really don't. I don't have any faith in the Saints. Right now it's a 3-way tie, right? I think they're all 3, 6, and 7. Bucs have it based off of conference record.
Bucs would be first.
Yeah, they all stink. All 3 of these teams are not good. Very middling teams. But I'm going to take Atlanta because Carolina is just really that bad. I mean, they're 0-8 on the road, 1-4 at home, 0-9 within conference. That is so bad. A -144 scoring differential. I believe that's the worst in the NFL. If it's not, I'll be shocked. It is indeed the worst. -144 points, man.
And their one win is a field goal win against another
fluky game against Houston. Yeah. I'm taking Atlanta to win this game and keep their season hopes alive. Colin.
There is no way in God's green earth, or I shouldn't say green earth. There's no way in any sort of universe, home, road, on Mars, neutral site, that Carolina should be a 3-point dog.
Agreed.
It should be a touchdown dog minimum.
Every game.
Every single game for the rest of the year. And the fact that Atlanta's coming in with only a 3-point spread, I'm going to take Atlanta because, like Addison says, one of these teams can score 14 plus, even with Desmond Ridder at quarterback.
Yes, somehow. They'll still get the points. They scored 25 against the Bucs. I don't think Panthers can put up enough points to keep up.
I just don't. I mean, the Panthers, I'm assuming they have it, and if they did, I was with Dalton. The Panthers have not scored 25 all year, I got to say.
I'm looking real fast.
I don't think they have either.
Have they even scored 21, dude?
They scored 24 against the Lions. 27 against the Seahawks. That's their most points in a game. 27 versus Seahawks. Other than that, it's been all low 20s, high teens, low teens. Like, they just don't score points.
Yeah, these 2 teams played back in week 1, actually.
Week 1, Atlanta won by 14. Yeah, 24-10. Yep. Yeah, I like Atlanta in this spot. I like it. Tampa Bay going to Green Bay. Battle of the Bays. Both teams desperately need it for playoffs. Honestly, you know what's crazy is we could be, in a couple of weeks, saying the NFC South got 2 teams in the playoffs. Right now, they've got 3 teams fighting for a wild card and a division. Like, if you look at the playoff standings right now, the 6th seed in the NFC, I believe, is Green Bay. No, Minnesota. Green Bay is a 7 seed at 6 and 7. And then you've got Rams, Seahawks, Atlanta, New Orleans, all at 6 and 7. Like, they could sneak 2 teams in. Bears then right after the Giants. So they could sneak in 2 teams. Green Bay, though, currently holding that playoff spot and at home. That was Green Bay this past week. First loss in December in 16 games. That was their first one. They were 16-0 in December before that one. I like the Packers to bounce back here. I really do. -3.5. I like the Packers here. I think that it was a weird week last week with upsets. A lot of upsets. A lot of games you wouldn't expect to finish the way that they finished. I'm going to ride Green Bay at home -3.5. Colin?
I'm going to take the home Packers here as well. I don't like the 3.5 hook, though.
I know.
But you look at the 2 different teams. One team's coming off that loss last week, and one team's coming off a win. Give me Green Bay at home, though, here. I like Love over Mayfield and Lambeau.
Yeah, I agree.
See, I'm looking at Jordan Love and seeing a roller coaster a little bit right now, up and down, because last week he just wasn't – the throws just didn't look good from him. And it's just like, man, you just seem a little bit off. Weather maybe a little bit of an impact, but still – I'm going to go Tampa Bay here.
It's not going to be nice in Green Bay.
Plus the 3.5. Give me the hook there. I like it. Keeping it close. I think Tampa Bay wins this division.
Really? Think
in
so?
the South. I just think, Saints haven't done enough for me in Atlanta. They'll fall apart. So give me Tampa Bay in this game. I think they got the best chance, if I had to say, just because you never know. The Baker and the offense, they can score. They've got weapons there. And what can they do? I mean, Green Bay, man, that's a tough loss to the Giants.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito was able to move the ball on you, and the the Bucks have better weapons. So give me the Bucks plus the 3.5. Risky.
And a better quarterback.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
I'm taking Mayfield over DeVito.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cutledge is a great story.
Yeah, it's fun.
But,
This is Linsanity run. It's the New York Linsanity run again, but it's with Tommy Cutlets. Like that.
These has so many choices.
They will come down to earth.
Yeah.
They will. He's just like we know what kind of a quarterback he was. We saw it at Illinois. Not somebody who's going to come in and light the world on fire. He's playing hot right now. Everyone's rallying behind him. It will come crashing to a halt at some point. Now, is that this weekend?
I know the Giants might give him 40 a year.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing as well as Daniel Jones ever played
His
for him.
agent.
His agent might be shady. He might have killed a few people, honestly. I don't know if you saw a picture
He
of him.
has to just have worn that.
On
Just,
purpose.
it's like,
Knew that they'd
that's
get a
what
picture
we
of
get,
him.
man.
No
That's
way that's what he
legendary.
wears
That's
when they-
legendary.
That's the most Italian outfit I've ever seen in my entire life, I think.
He knows the guy.
And you know that's a guy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's a guy that his dad knew.
Yep. All right, next up, we've got an AFC South matchup. Houston trying to hold on and fight for their lives. Tennessee coming off of a surprising victory on Monday night.
A great victory.
It was a big win for them. They needed it. It was a good win for them. Mike Vrabel loves to muddy up football games and just play ugly, and that's what he did, and it worked. I do not know the current status on C.J. Stroud.
I'm looking at this line, and it's got to be he's not going to.
Has to be, because Tennessee minus
There's
2.5.
no way
It
Stroud's
doesn't make any sense to me. God, I just don't understand who to take in this one. I'm going to take the Titans at home, man. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the AFC South Titans to win at home. Colin. If it's not Stroud, I don't know how they're going to score. Without Nico Collins, without Tank Dell.
No Stroud, no Collins, no Dell, but you know who they got.
Dalton Schultz.
Davis Mills.
Daddy Davis Mills.
Give me those frisky Texans on the road with Davis Mills at quarterback.
They need it. They need it for
Best
playoffs.
quarterback in Texas is Davis Mills.
Well, I was just going to say something similar. The best quarterback in Florida just flew out, and he's going back to Tennessee. Will Levis after dominating performance.
Dominating
Miami. Clutch. Throws to D-Hop.
He was balling.
He was a magician, not getting OPI D-Hop.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah,
Tennessee.
not ripping the DB.
Not pulling his hand down.
Head
Makes
contorted.
a pick. It's a great catch. Should have been a flag.
Should have been a flag. But give me Tennessee because it's not on the road.
True.
It's at home in Houston without C.J. Stroud, who looked, obviously, the Jets, weather, everything, but looked bad. Terrible. Again, I texted in the group chat, these stats should have been flip-flopped. Should have been C.J. Stroud and Zach Wilson's numbers. Flip-flopped.
Yes.
Instead, it wasn't. So give me Will Levis and those Tennessee Titans riding a really big high right now.
Definitely.
And D-Hop's man, I texted this in the group as well. Can Kansas City use a guy like D-Hop?
Damn,
Can
so
Kansas City
badly.
use a guy? They could have afforded it.
How are they going to let
They
it go to
decided they
Tennessee?
didn't want to. And D-Hop's making an impact on Will Levis.
He's got 900 yards and
He's
6
making a big
touchdowns,
impact.
man.
And that, so...
How did not several other teams reach out to
Yeah, I
you?
know.
How is it just New England and Tennessee? They're like, you know what, we'll take a flyer on this guy.
Right,
And it's
what are we
like,
doing,
I can name
man?
10 other contenders.
That could
And
use
now
Hopkins.
it's like the contender's going to take that shot next year, and he's truly
He's
going
going
to
to
fall
be
off the
bad.
cliff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's like, y'all missed.
He's making
Y'all
a
missed.
ton of money this
Yeah.
year to go somewhere else next year and suck. Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Let's get into the next one. We've got an AFC East matchup. Jets going to Miami. Current line's Miami minus 8.5. I'm really glad that it's minus 8.5 because it makes me think they still believe, and I typically tend to believe in the books because the books always somehow know. You know, if they really thought that the Jets were going to win this football game and beat Miami in Miami, this line would be way different.
It'd be like 6.5.
It'd be like 5.5. It'd be way closer. Miami coming off a tough loss. Need to rebound. Need to come back and show everybody, hey, that was a weird game. Everyone has one. We got ours out of the way before the playoffs. We're gonna win. We're gonna close it out here. I'm taking the Jets plus 8.5 though. I've learned my lesson. Dolphins in a big spread. Give me the other team because I win no matter what now. That's just, you have to hedge your bets in this world. You have to. I've unjinxed everything. Listen, you want to know why the Dolphins lost? Zoom in right here. Oliver didn't have his Dolphins bandana on.
Oh.
Huge loss. Didn't have Little Caesars pizza in the house. Big loss. I wasn't at home. Big loss. I was on the road. Everything was wrong. And now everything will be right this weekend. We're going to have Little Caesars pizza. Oliver's going to be in the bandana. We're going to be ready to roll. You are fucked. But give me the Jets plus 8.5. Colin.
I'm also going to go with the Jets here simply because I want to see, what does Miami's line look like? Because the Jets have a really good defense. I don't care what anybody on television says. The Jets have a good defense. Point blank simple. I also want to see what Tyreek looks like because I know he came back and played in the fourth quarter, but I want to see what that looks like. I think the Jets have the secondary as well
they've got
to be able to handle Miami. So give me the 8.5 here, division game. Salah is just like Vrabel. Let's muck it up. Let's play as weird and ugly as we can. And at the end of the game, maybe we have a shot to win it. And they're not going to have a shot, but they're going to cover.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Colin, you said it for the Denver-Detroit game. Take these points and shove them out. Give me them J-E-T.
Oh, baby.
Jets. Money line. Not the money line. Plus 8.5.
Not the money line.
Not the money line. Plus 8.5. You said it. The line, Tyreek's health, and the way Zach Wilson played last week, he's going to at least come in with confidence.
Yes.
And can Miami answer it early? And that's where I've seen Miami this year put themselves in some holes or keep it close early and then destroy late. But it's like you cannot do that with a guy that's just coming off as arguably one of his best games of his career. Especially in a weird weather game, too. And he balled.
He did play really well.
So you're going to need a quick
The game was
answer
weird
from
against the Texans.
It was.
They turned out late. It was 0-0 at half.
And
And then they went nuts in the second half, especially when C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins both went down. That game was over. Well, you know what it was? Is we both bet on the under 19.5. Because it was 6-0, and we're like, under 19.5, there's no way they're scoring. And as soon as we bet that, the Jets went right down and scored a touchdown, and we're like, uh-oh. And then the Jets went right down and scored another one, and we're like, oh, it's dead. Okay, great, we killed it. So
I don't know how they got to 30. You blinked and the Jets got 30 points, and it was like,
oh my. Yeah, but give me the Jets strictly because I think it's going to be close early, and that's enough to cover the 8.5, even if Miami gets it going in the second half.
Figures it out. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. I will say, if Sage and Bobby both take the Jets, I'm flipping to Miami. I will not clean sweep the Jets. I won't do it. Just so everyone knows that. I will be flip-flopped based on what they pick. Next up, Giants going to New Orleans. Frisky Giants, not dead yet. Not dead yet. Tommy Cutlets balling out. You're going to tell me the Giants are getting 6? Oh, baby. Colin, thoughts on this game?
dumbass pick of the week.
Yeah!
Tommy DeVito. He's had so many.
Tommy Cutlets.
Give me the Cutlets on the road. The Saints can't fucking score in the red zone. All they did a couple times last week, but they will not against the Giants. Giants defense looks way different the last 5 weeks than they did the first 8. My math's off. I don't care. Give me the Giants on the road. They will cover this. Saquon, 2 more tuds.
Love it. Use promo code Playbook Sports on SeatGeek for tickets. Playoffs are coming, guys.
Yeah.
You want to save $20? Literally type in those letters and you just save $20 on your... Like, those tickets are not cheap.
No.
Might as well save $20 when and where you can.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Buy you a beer.
You're welcome. Yeah, buy you maybe 2, depending on where you go. Yeah. Get yourself a snack.
Buy 1 hot dog.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, half a hot dog and 2 sips of a beer.
Maybe a parking spot in the farthest lot from the stadium.
Yes, bingo.
For
So,
$20.
save yourself $20. Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Everybody wins here. Dumbass pick of the week. I love that. Addison, thoughts on this football game?
New Orleans last week was like 5.5 against a bad team, and they
out.
cut it.
Whoa. I know you're not saying the Giants are a bad team.
But then that's the thing. Look at quarterbacks. Tommy DeVito, future Bryce Young bust.
Facts,
So,
yeah.
give me Tommy DeVito and the Cutlets. Why not? You know what? Screw it. Give me the Saints because I'm not going to ride the dumbass pick of the week.
I appreciate
we
that.
clean swept that shit last
And it
week
failed.
and it failed.
It's
I think
spectacular.
we
New
really slipped
Orleans.
it twice and it's failed both
Failed
times.
both.
Give me New Orleans just because, as sad as it is, time goes. This will hurt Bears' chances because then Bucks, Saints both win, and then it's like one of those teams will be close for the wild card and division. So give me Saints here and a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I am also going to ride with the Saints here at home. Coming off of a good win against the Panthers,
G-Men.
honestly. Yeah, go G-Men. It's a fun story. They are a fun story right now. People are asking, oh my God, I just pulled up the game. Brian Dable was asked a Tommy DeVito, Tom Brady comparison question. Let's stop it right now. That's why I'm taking the Saints. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for this to end. It's officially time for this to end. When you compare Tommy DeVito to Tommy Brady, that's when this is done. We're finished with this.
Darren Waller has been designated to return off IR for G-Men. I don't know if he plays this
Bummer
week.
he's been for that. A lot of smart people thought Darren Waller was going to be really good this year, and he has done nothing. Injured like he has been. But give me the Saints here at home in a must-win game for them. Like, they're fighting for the playoffs, man. Giants are not actually fighting for the playoffs. There's simply no way that they are going to sneak in. They need it. They have to go to Philly next, and then they play the Rams, who are good, and then they play Philly again.
Yeah, no.
Giants season's over, and I think that it's officially over after the Saints beat them this weekend by 10. So, let's move on. Washington going to those L.A. Rams. Currently, the line is Rams minus 6.5. Colin, thoughts on this game?
I really want to take Washington badly off the bye, but this Rams offense looks different right now. If they're putting that in the cold, driven rain in Baltimore against that defense,
I think they're going to go to L.A.
and they're going to come home,
Sunny L.A.
well, quote unquote home,
Yeah.
to L.A. and host a team that has a defense that can't stop a nosebleed.
Nope, nothing.
Give me the Rams at home to win by 7+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if Washington was good, their fan base would travel, but this is cross-country trip.
Nope, they ain't
Don't
going.
know if Washington has a bunch of fans out in L.A.
Mm-mm.
So I don't expect this to be Washington having some secret little road advantage. No, it's just going to be nobody there. Or people that just like wander in. Like,
Wander,
what the
like,
hell is this?
hey, what's going
Like,
on
what's
in
going
here?
on in here, guys?
It's on crowd, so I just
figured that
I hate people
Football?
like that.
What the heck? Give me the Rams -6.5. I just, like you said, Colin, the defense can't stop anybody. Washington, who's showing up? 30-point Washington or 10-point Washington? Because it's literally every other week or every other couple weeks. It just flip-flops. But the way the Rams are playing, playoffs. I really think they're going to be one of the teams in. And that's showing in Baltimore, obviously no moral victories, especially late in the year.
Yeah, when you need
End
it
of the
to.
day,
It's a
can't
moral
be
victory.
pissed.
Yeah,
can't be
too
pissed.
hurt.
So Rams -6.5. If they don't cover, it's a win, though.
Yeah. Rams have gone, last 2 weeks, have gone toe-to-toe with two playoff teams. They beat the Browns handily in L.A., lost to the Ravens in overtime on a punt return. Like,
I mean, this is like 3 times I've said Stafford's done, and he just keeps coming back.
I mean, his numbers are okay.
Yeah.
His yards
I mean,
are good.
he's playing
solid football.
with the team around him, the run
playing
game
solid
with
football.
Williams, and then obviously the
Cooper
good
Kupp
weapons.
has been
he can spread
kind
it
of
out.
a bummer.
Yeah.
Kupp's kind of struggled. Even in his return from injury, he hasn't done crazy.
But
But Puka Nacua has been awesome.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua has been fantastic. So I also really like the Rams in this spot. Washington stinks. Can they keep it close? Maybe. The Rams defense can get got.
Mm-hmm.
That defense can get got. They gave up 43 to the Cowboys. They gave up 24 to the Steelers, which is worse than giving up 43 to the Cowboys.
Give 40 to the Bears.
40 to the Bears. No, that's Washington. I'm talking Rams. Rams just gave up 37, 19. I mean, they give it up. Can they score
I
enough?
would not be shocked if this is 2017 Commanders. Rams go get a field goal. Rams go down March touchdown. Washington just can't do anything. Win by 7.
Win by 7. Yeah, I like it. And that's I'm going to ride with the LA Rams here. I think we're going to all be on the Rams probably because Washington stinks. They're 4-9 for a reason. Their offense is good. Their defense is worse than the NFL by a long shot. Horrible defense. They will not be able to stop either of the Rams receiver or Kyron Williams, who looks like a dog.
Yeah, I mean,
played great.
Where'd they get him from, too?
Yeah, played
Yeah,
great.
where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They need a running back. Boom.
Against the Ravens, great rushing defense. He had 25 carries for 114 yards. That is damn impressive.
He's legit.
Yeah,
RB.
very, very good. So give us the Rams in that one. Next up, NFC West matchup. San Fran traveling to Arizona. Currently the line, biggest one, -12.5 for them 49ers. Addison, what are your thoughts on this football game?
Well, I love Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Love Arizona. Love the explosions. But San Fran, 12.5, it's a lot. I'm going to go Arizona. Screw it.
Okay, all right.
Plus a lot of points. Division rival. Home division dog plus 12.5. I mean,
a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. San Fran, they do dominate, but it isn't like they were at the start of the year. It's not 30-point victories every single time out. It's just handedly start to finish.
Yeah.
And maybe the opponent gets one or two
They just leave
here.
no doubt.
I would say Drew Lock was able to move the ball early in the game.
Yeah, he
And I
was.
mean, DK's insane. Helps when you have a guy like that. And I know Kyler Murray doesn't, but give me the Cardinals plus the 12.5 and watch this be a 28-point beatdown.
You know what's crazy is I'm going to ride with you and take that home division dog. 12.5 is a ton of points. San Francisco just beat Seattle by 12.
Yep.
I could see a similar score, man. Like these two teams played earlier this season. I want to say it was, and it was an ugly game. In San Francisco, they won by 19. It was not Kyler Murray, though.
No.
Kyler Murray is significantly better than Joshua Dobbs. Don't care what you say. He is.
Oh,
100%. And so I like them to cover that shit ton of points. Now, the Niners are going to win this game.
Yeah.
But are the Niners going to take their foot off the gas?
Yeah.
Are they going to be up
Especially
21
this late,
points
too, in the
and
year.
just say, okay, get the guys
Don't
out,
need CMC
no
to score these
injuries,
extra touchdowns, extra
no
yards.
injuries, get the
Yeah.
good guys out of the game. Let's just coast this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals have a good rushing attack with James Conner and Kyler Murray out there. Trey McBride is a really good tight end.
Yeah.
Like I think they can keep this game within 2 touchdowns. I hope they lose by 10. That's what I'm going with. Arizona and the home division.
Not to cut off, and it's totally sort of off topic, but it involves the Cardinals. Zach Ertz, where's he going, man? This guy's supposed to sign. He's going back to Daily.
He might be.
I hope he
They
does.
need him.
Well,
They need a tight end. Dallas Goedert hasn't been there.
Either the wash vet or they're going to try and plug and play.
Yeah, it won't work. Colin, thoughts on this game?
San Fran by 40. I think they come
Shit.
out and they're just fucking rolling. I mean,
Free pick for Colin.
You get MVP Brock, pitching it to McCaffrey for 100 yards and a touchdown on the first play.
4 yards slant to Debo, and he's gone.
I mean, the game didn't even start in the first play of the game.
72
McCaffrey
yards.
For 72 yards down to 1.
He has the prettiest pitch in the game, though.
Yeah, hey, man, it's a nice ball. It's a great pitch.
It's a great ball. Give me the Niners, though. I think they steamroll everybody else they play the rest of the year, more than likely, and we'll see them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
hopefully in the championship game, just to say we made it. Because otherwise we ain't getting there.
I like it. All right, next up, last 3 o'clock game. Dallas at Buffalo. Bills minus 1.5. This is going to be tight. This is going to be a great game. The red-hot Dallas Cowboys are on the road in this one. Dallas on the road this year. They're what, 3-3? All their losses are on the road.
Yep.
I think they're 3-3 on the road, 7-3 in conference. Haven't lost an AFC game. So hey, there you go. That's a good
Only
point.
played a couple teams.
I think 3.
The Jets and Patriots were 2 of those.
True. This one, I took some notes for this one because this one's tough. Bills, like we said earlier in the show, 0-6 when their opponent scores 21 points this year. That's a crazy stat.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is able to get got. They should have lost to the Chiefs if it weren't for Kadarius Toney falling apart. The weather, that's the biggest concern in this game, right? Is it going to be shitty? It's not. It's going to be 50 degrees and overcast in Buffalo come game time. That's not bad.
No.
That is reasonable weather.
That
is reasonable weather. When it's December in Buffalo and you hear that, you're like, oh, God, it's going to be freezing. No, it's not terrible. I am going to take the home Bills in this game because I do think that we're on that roller coaster ride, and I think they're right about here. And right about here is where they go down. But since we're not at the peak yet, we got to get to a peak.
Yep.
And this is the peak right here. The Buffalo Bills beating the hottest team in football, the Dallas Cowboys, and then they go down and they lose the Easton Stick on Thursday Night Football and the Chargers. Then they will cry. I'm going with the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills minus the 1.5 here and feel gross about it. And just that'll be a game where I am so heavily on the Cowboys, it's unbelievable. Addison.
I'm gonna take Dallas here, and I think Buffalo, even though they're in my top 5 for power rankings, comes back to earth a little bit with 2 cupcakes in front of them. Not that they're looking ahead to the cupcakes, but I think the Bills are going to do enough to sneak into the AFC playoffs. Maybe beat Miami last week of the season. But Dallas, I think, with an opportunity in front of them to take the division, got to win out. Buffalo's a tough opponent, but give me the Cowboys. A great offense, plus 1.5. You said it, good weather. Dak's going to have a day.
Yeah.
MVP. He's my MVP.
Definitely right now, MVP.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, tell us why it's the Bills minus 1.5.
Taking the Bills, but first, I got to mention it's the Tony Romo game.
I know, and he's not calling it.
What?
No, he's calling the Miami and Jets game.
What?
Because I know.
I thought Romo was on that game because I was going to say he has Allen's hog over here.
and the
he's
Cowboys
got
hog over there.
And he can't put both in his mouth at the
They
same
decided
time.
they want to cause me pain and give me Tony Romo.
Well, thank God.
No!
Thank God.
At the end of the Bills' win last week, doesn't want to talk. Bills might make it in.
That's why I think this league's scripted.
I think so too.
I think so too. Romo's like, well, Jim,
Bills might host a playoff game.
They might host a playoff game.
Well,
and here comes the Bills winning in KC, and here comes the Dolphins losing as 14
against Tennessee. Yeah,
I don't know, but
NFL's
give me the
scripted.
Bills. I showed you guys the graphic earlier. First things first, we'll give their crew credit for getting the graphic out there.
Yep, I'll post it.
Dak Prescott, or I should say the Cowboys with Dak Prescott as a favorite the last 4 years are 31-9 straight up, 25-14-1 against the spread, averaging 30 points offensive or 34 points scored in the game. As an underdog, 1-8 record wise, 2-7 against the spread, putting up 17.1 points. Half the point production, terrible record. I mean, he has 9 wins in 40 games as a favorite, or 9 losses in 40 games as a favorite, 8 losses in 9 games as a dog. Give me the Bills. Unfortunately, I think the Cowboys struggle.
I hope not.
I think the Bills get their first win of the year when an opponent scores 21, because I don't see Dallas not scoring 21. I think they're just rolling too much offensively.
Yeah,
I don't know, their pass game looks a little, they can get got.
They can get got.
Although, I will say, I don't want to spoil the preview video too much, because I haven't recorded it yet.
Right.
Well, this is what I'm going to talk about in it. What does Dallas do best defensively? They rush the passer, they get after you. Dallas can get got in the running game, but the Bills have 0 running game.
None.
So if they're just dropping back 37, 40 times and letting Allen scramble, I like Dallas' speed defensively to keep up with them. But give me the Bills by less than a field goal at home.
I like it. All right, Sunday Night Football. Baltimore at Jacksonville. Currently line is Baltimore minus 3.5 points. Addison. Where's your head at on this football game?
Oh, man, I'm thinking Baltimore has been kept close against the Rams. And again, I just bring up the question, Baltimore, where's that closure on the defense? It's elite, it's elite, it's elite. But when it comes down to it, push comes to shove. I don't know. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus the 3.5, even though nothing really convinces me that they're going to cover that. I think it's just going to shake things up in the AFC.
It would.
And that's why I'm taking it, because it's just Baltimore should win this game. They should cover, but wouldn't it be something when they lose to Jacksonville, who's coming off a tough loss?
Coming off tough L.
And sort of beat up. I don't know. Give me the Jags plus the 3.5. An ugly game. The Ravens struggle. Keep it close. Jags win or cover the 3.5. Maybe Ravens do win, but I'm going Jags win.
Yeah, you gotta hope Baltimore isn't looking ahead because next Monday, Christmas night, they go to San Francisco in San Fran. They've got 3 games against teams with 8+ wins in a row here.
Yeah.
Like this is a must win for them.
Baltimore
They're in their playoffs now.
Baltimore
Like,
will either be top 2 in my power rankings, or they will be round 5.
Yeah, round 5, honorable mention territory. Yeah, they need this one desperately. Really need this one. I'm going to take the Ravens minus the 3.5 and hedge myself just a smidge because obviously you want that 1 seed in the AFC. And if the Dolphins win and Baltimore loses, then that's back on. Then we're back. The masculine urge to say we're back 20 minutes after you said we're dead. So I'm going to take Baltimore minus the 3.5, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good one. Colin, what you got in this game?
Jacksonville, terrible home team. Ravens have been the class of the AFC, in my opinion, to this point of the season. I think they're the best team in the AFC. But give me those frisky Jags at home. Lawrence played last week. Didn't look great. Obviously, 3 interceptions is bad, but that Browns defense at home is different, as we mentioned. Had 3 touchdowns in the game as well, so 3 touchdowns, 3 picks.
True.
But give me the Jags at home. I think the Ravens like to keep games close, and 3.5 is a spread for a home dog. Not a home division dog,
Not
but
a home dog, but a home dog.
Give me 3.5 in a primetime game.
I like that. Okay. So you two on Jacksonville, and I'm on Baltimore.
Ain't nothing but a boondog.
Ain't nothing but a home dog.
Ain't nothing but a home dog. All right. Monday Night Football. Philadelphia Eagles going to Seattle. Current line, Philly minus 3.5. Phillies look dicey, but Seattle's look dicey. Seattle has not looked very good recently. And are we going to see Geno? Are we going to see Drew Lock? I don't know. I don't care. I think this line of being 3.5 is a smidge disrespectful to Philly. I think it's a lot of, they just got shit pumped back-to-back weeks by the Niners and the Cowboys. Niners and Cowboys are just the 2 best teams in the NFC right now. Yeah. They just are. This is a game Philly's going to win. They're going to beat Seattle. Seattle is reeling. I mean, they are falling all the way through earth straight to hell. I'm going Philly minus the 3.5 here. I am. I just really like the Eagles' spot to bounce back. They need it. Maybe this is a game they get going, but the Eagles also have, they can't afford another loss at all the rest of the season. They can't.
No.
They cannot afford another loss if they want even any hope of the 1 seed, let alone their own division. They do not want to have to go to Dallas in the first round of the playoffs or second round of the playoffs. They need a home game, and they can't afford to lose this one. And so I think that sits in their mind, and I think Eagles come out and they go crazy on a Seattle defense that absolutely can get got. Gone.
The Seahawks are Aziz Ansari, and this is the end. Just holding on to that ankle. Please help me out. Please help me out. You're already in the hole.
You're already in the hole. It's too late for you.
Seahawks are dead. Plain and simple.
100%.
We said it when they lost to the Rams on that field goal attempt. I believe it was at the end of the game. Jason Myers pushed it.
Yep.
They had the Niners, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Eagles. That's a treacherous 4-game stretch.
That's brutal.
And they're 0-3 in that stretch.
Yeah.
And here comes game 4 with a pissed off Eagles team that has something to prove, not only to everybody else that's talking shit on their name, but they have to prove it to themselves. Because if you look at this Eagles team, you hate to see they lost confidence. They're losing confidence because they're all grown men. They were just in the damn Super Bowl last year, so they know what it takes to get there.
Yep.
So they know, and they have the veteran leadership in the locker room to write this. They know what they have to do. Can they go out and do it? Is the thing. And I think they have more belief in themselves and more confident to get it done. It's that Philly mentality. They're going to put on the damn dog masks again. Although they're fucking 10-3, probably be 14-3.
Yeah.
Acting like the sky's falling. Give me a fucking break. I haven't seen an NFC Championship game in my life. I've been seeing shit all over social media. Eagles fans are in fucking the shambles. But give me the Philly here. I'm not scared of the 3.5 spread against Seattle. It's a great home field advantage for Seattle. The 12 is nothing to play with.
Yeah.
And DK is DK. I look for him to have a big game here against the Eagles' struggling secondary. But who's that quarterback? Even if it is Geno, I still like Philly here.
Yeah, I feel that. Addison, bring us home.
Seahawks 1-6 or 1-5 in their last 6. So the 4-game stretch here, but before that, loss to the Ravens. Commanders sneaking out a dub and then losing to the Rams, obviously. But it's just downhill. And the Eagles, this is, like you said, Nate, it's disrespectful. Give me the Eagles -3.5. Get right game. I want to see domination start to finish.
They need to, man. You lose to Seattle,
start
we got
to finish.
questions.
Is this the first game the Eagles actually look dominant in?
Yeah, they
Right,
need
that's the
to. I
question.
want to see them outgain yards for
Yes.
Seattle and turn them over. Please, let's flip this narrative and get it done because Philly, you need this.
Need it.
Bad.
They need it bad.
Bad.
Like, what was their largest margin of victory? Tampa Bay week 3 when they won by 12?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean it's
Miami by 14, 13-17.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Yep. So probably Miami.
Probably.
Unless they beat another team by 14.
Well, now I have to look, 'cause I hope
Yeah.
they did. They have to have, right? Come
And
on.
that game was tied in the fourth.
That game was tied in the
Without
fourth
Ramsey.
quarter, so
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, without Jalen Ramsey and no Connor Williams as well.
yeah, that's sick.
Starting to see a theme.
Liam Eichenberg balling.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
All pro Eichenberg, baby. All right.
Yeah.
No.
So all of us on Philly -3.5. I like it. Alrighty. Let's get into those mortal locks. Last week we had Sage's hit over 40.5 in Detroit, Chicago. Colin, Denver.
By the half point.
Yeah, by the half point. They scored
28-13.
Yeah, 41 exactly. Lucky. Denver +2.5, outright winner by a mile. San Francisco -10.5, winner. Me, I had Detroit -3. Of course, I should have never done that, knowing my luck with picking Bears games. And then Bobby had Detroit -3. I had under 30.5 in Thursday Night Football, and somehow the Patriots scored 21, and somehow the Steelers scored 18. Don't really know how that happened. Let's get into these mortal locks this week. I've got 2 in my mind, and if you guys steal them, I'm going to cry. I'll let you boys lead us off. Colin, you got one you love?
I do.
Alrighty.
Oh, shit.
Hit me. Oh!
Buffalo Bills -1.5 at home. Cowboys, I'm sorry. You got to follow one of these, and it's going to be in Buffalo.
I thought you were going the other way with that. I got all excited.
Bills -1.5, sadly.
I like it. Addison.
So, Mortal Lock here. San Fran, shout out last week hitting. Give me the Atlanta Falcons -3 against the Carolina Panthers. I just think that's disrespectful to be that close. Carolina cannot score. Atlanta's going to be able to put up at least 21. That's going to be enough to beat Carolina. Atlanta -3 is my Mortal Lock.
Love it. Love it. I'm so glad you guys didn't take either of mine. I'm going Cincinnati -2.5 against Minnesota in Cincinnati. Minnesota starting Nick Mullins at quarterback. Jake Browning has looked really, really good. Cincinnati needs it. Minnesota needs it too, but Minnesota just scored 3 points.
Yeah.
3 points. It's Cincinnati all day. Alrighty, let's get in to Colin's locks of the week. Last week, 2-1, not bad. Still on a 30-11 run. I mean, I'm considering this a run because you are 19 games over 500 right now. If you're betting all these, man, you are just absolutely cashing checks. Colin, what you got for us this week? How many do you have for us?
So, last 2 weeks we've gone to 3, because 3 weeks ago I believe I went 2-3.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, 2 and 3.
Yeah, I had a losing week, so we went back down to 3.
Yep.
And then last 2 weeks, I think we went 2-1 both weeks.
2 weeks ago, you went 2 and 3. Last week, you went 2 and 1. So no,
Okay,
you're
so we
still
only
good.
cut it back
Yep,
one.
only cut it back.
So
for
now
one
we're back on the winning side. Let's get back up to 5, because let's get greedy.
Uh-huh.
First one up, Bengals -2.5 at home. I believe that was your mortal.
It was.
I love that
Let's
play
freeze.
again. Last week we did a mortal with, it was 2 weeks ago we did Jets and somebody as a mortal, and you took an under and I mortaled it and both hit.
Both hit, yes.
I think it was 34.
It was
as well.
Jets Falcons. It was
Jets,
Jets Falcons
Falcons.
under 34.5, and they absolutely slapped. They scored 20 points.
Free. So give me the Bengals -2.5. Spoiler: Falcons Panthers under 34 points this week. Don't know how either of these teams score 20 plus. Especially Carolina. I think they can muck it up. I think Carolina makes it ugly. Atlanta wins.
34.5.
34.
34.
Right on the
Okay.
dot. No hook. Unfortunately, I'd love the hook.
Yeah,
but
that'd be nice.
I'll take under 34. Third one up here, we're going with those Cleveland Browns -3 at home. Multiple purpose lock. Need the Bears to lose at least one more time this year.
Desperately need the Bears to lose
Because
one
even if the
game.
Bears make the playoffs or win the division, they have to win out for that guy.
They have to win out. Yeah, they have to win out. That was the
and
deal.
so
Yep.
even if they lose one and win the division,
That's okay.
It's off.
That'd be fine.
So give me the Browns -3 here. This is where we get fun.
Uh-oh. Do it.
Patriots money line.
Oh!
+310.
What?
+310. I'm putting balls on tape, Nate.
Oh my
I will take
god.
one loss because we're going 4-0 on the other 4. Patriots money line +310.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
Wow.
I'm telling you what, place that bet. Even if it's not for a full unit, put at least a half on it. You'll thank me later.
Place that bet.
Last and
Okay.
final one, we're going with the same formula.
Little
Two-leg
parlay.
money line parlay. Give me those Philly Eagles on Monday night. You'll have to wait till Monday night. And give me those Los Angeles Rams on Sunday afternoon. +103 with those two parlayed.
I love that. That's plus money. That's crazy. Okay, it's plus 103.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, please. Sign me up for that, bucko. Alrighty. Addison, what kind of outrageous take do you have for this week of the NFL
Well,
season?
maybe a little bit of a preview earlier when we were breaking down these games, but it is in this Denver-Detroit game.
Oh.
Detroit's defense, butt cheeks in the pass.
Yep.
And Russell Wilson loves to throw those moonballs.
He does.
And who catches those moonballs?
Unlimited
Moonballs.
moonballs.
It's Cortland Sutton. And who only catches touchdowns? It's Cortland Sutton.
Huh.
Give me Cortland Sutton at 5 receptions, $131, 2 tuds against these Lions. You got him in fantasy, start him. You're going to bet on him 2 touchdowns and plus 100. Parlay it. It's going to happen against these Lions.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, I can see that happening, man. Lions can't cover anybody. They do not have a lockdown corner at all, and they should have. They should have drafted one.
Yeah.
Should have drafted one. They took Jahmyr Gibbs instead, who has been good. Jahmyr Gibbs is good, and then they took Jack Campbell. I haven't even heard his name, man. Imagine instead they take Christian Gonzalez.
Jack Campbell dove on Fields' first play of the game, a little late, no flag.
Wow, unbelievable. Alrighty, I like that outrageous take. I like those locks. New England money line. That's a beautiful
I'll
thing.
be fucking smiling on Sunday.
Oh my god!
When they're up 17-3
Oh,
in the second quarter.
You better cash.
yeah, take that
better
money
cash
and
out.
run. Take that money and run.
Right.
Uh-huh. Love it.
because the Chiefs can't score the second.
I'll say go
True.
place it all on the Chiefs
Yeah.
and watch them lose.
And lose, and then you lose, and then you get nothing.
Patriots.
You had a hell of a
I will
ride.
be dancing around Nate's cul-de-sac.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome. Alrighty, that's all we got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. Keep your eyes out for the preview videos for our team's games this week, except for Addison's and Sage's, because they don't want to do work. So we're gonna keep your eyes out for the Dolphins Cowboys videos, and for more videos, stay tuned to the TikTok and keep an eye on us because we're gonna be having some. I'm gonna have a mock draft coming out this week for sure. I've already got one in my mind with picks made, so it's gonna be a good week. Let's go, boy. Let's go, Bears. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's go, Jags. Let's go. Who are the Colts playing? Pittsburgh. Come on, Colts. Come on. Alrighty, that's all we got. We'll see you guys in the next one.